Yeah, everybody, we are going to cut some hay today. We're going to go out and start cutting that first paddock of Triticale anyway. Yeah, it's, Dad's was saying before, it's definitely ready to be cut, or it should have been already. So we're just here with the tractor and the slasher. Dad's just checking the gearbox oils, and we just hooked it all up and we're pretty much ready to go out. And then once we get out there, we'll just have a quick look at it. And I'll get Dad just to say his final thoughts on sort of how it turned out, and yeah, then we'll make a start cutting and hopefully it all goes well. Alright, we're just out of this first paddock Triticale, which is what we're going to cut first, as you can see behind me. So yeah, we'll get Dad's opinion on what he thinks it turned out like, and then yeah, we'll make a start.
Yeah, g'day viewers. As Cam said, we're going to cut this stuff. Didn't turn out the way I'd thought. Old mate that sold me the stuff he never got back to me to tell me what breed it was. It's a different breed of grain to the stuff I used to grow, called Tahara. Had a lot more flag on it, a lot more beefier sort of a grain, but I think the wet weather might have knocked these crops around this year. But it might be a week late cutting it, but it's still going to make something from others' cows. So there's a fair bit of ryegrass and canary grass right through these paddocks this year, so it'll sort of help bulk it up a bit. So if the rain don't ruin it on us, and we can get it rounded up, it should be all right. And a bit of grain in it, cattle should chomp into that easy enough. So with a bit of luck, fingers crossed, and all that garb, we'll give it a crack and see how we go. We'll let you know what happens when we finish cutting.
Yeah, so that's the verdict on the end result. Well, before we cut it anyway. We're probably standing in the best spot at the moment. It sort of thins out a little bit from here, but yeah, we'll get ourselves set up and make a start, I guess, and we'll see what we can do. everybody, I just had to replace a shear bolt then. Just hit a rock. Other than that, we're going pretty good. I think we've done about 8 or so laps of the paddock. This is actually the second bolt that's broken. So yeah, it's not as bad as last year. It's cutting really nice. I think I was just a little bit unlucky with them couple of bolts. Got one left, so if we break this one, we might be in a bit of strife. So anyway, yeah, about to start it back up, see how it runs. Hopefully I've timed it right. If you followed along from last year, you'll remember we had a lot of trouble timing the slasher, and it was a drama. So yeah, I'll fire it back up and we will see if it goes alright. That sounds alright. I think nothing sounds like it's hitting on the blade, so I think I've got it timed pretty right. So take off again and keep going, and hopefully we have no dramas. Yeah, I'll just quickly, before I do take off, I'll just say a little bit about how the crop looks. Anyway, some parts they're very thin, like here there's not much triticale at all really. A lot of it hasn't come up, and what has come up is only like, you know, about this short, long on the head. There's like just not much grain on there. Some parts are pretty good. There was a really good section up here that I cut through before. That was like really nice. But yeah, it'll make good hay still, regardless. It's just, yeah, a little bit disappointing that it didn't all grow as how we wanted it to. But that's just the way it is. So we'll get back into it to see how we go. Righty everybody, just stopped here for another little breakdown. I was going along as you probably saw, and then I just stopped. So what happened was there's another, a shear pin like that goes on either side of this gearbox here, and what had happened is the roll pin had fallen out of one end and thrown the pin through. I thought I broke this shear pin because both rotors stopped spinning, but then yeah, once I checked it, they were actually okay. It was okay. So we've just pulled this top lid off it because you can't access that one any other way, and yeah, we just found that the pin had fallen out. So it's not a big drama. It's a little bit annoying, but it's better than having something broken. So we'll chuck a new roll pin in it, or split pin, or something or other, and we'll get back into it. Rightio, just finishing up for the day. Still more to go, so I'll see you bright and early in the morning. Morning everybody. So back again. Sorry about the real the real fast finish up yesterday. I had like 3% battery left on the GoPro, so I just quickly said see ya. Yeah, so yesterday went pretty good. Apart, we had the 3 sort of breakdowns, I guess, which was just a couple of shear bolts and that one that fell out. So that wasn't a drama, so hopefully we can get through today with no hiccups. Yeah, we'll take off, get into it, and we should get this paddock done today. And yeah, that'll be good, and that'll be 1 paddock down and 2 to go. We've decided we're going to cut one of the paddocks behind the machinery yard, which is just grass. Cut that for hay as well, and we still got that other Triticale at the back, which isn't real flash, which probably isn't ready yet, I don't think. So yeah, that'll be that. So we'll crack into it, eh? Rightio, just stopping for a second. Well, sort of broke it down-ish. Yeah, we've been going pretty good all morning. It's just past, it's about 12:30 at the moment. I'm having a problem where the PDO just keeps disengaging. Flashes the light up on the dash and over here on the little display, and then it just stops. It's done it a few times, and you're able to start it back up and go for a little bit, then it'll happen again. And then I did a few laps without it happening, and then it happened again. So now I've just got Dad coming in, he's going to bring the manual out, have a quick look in there, see if there's a reason for it. Might be just like an electrical issue maybe with the PDO switch. I don't know, hopefully it's nothing major that's going to stop us doing too much work. So he's just coming into the paddock now, so once he gets out here, I'll have a bit of a read and see what we come up with and try and get this paddock finished. Alright, so Dad came down with the manual, had a quick read through it. Absolutely no information in there about what would cause such an issue. I think it's an electrical issue, of course. Why it would need to have an electrical switch to run the PDO, I don't know. Why it can't just be a lever. So we've disconnected from the slasher. We're going to take this back up to the shed, put the front end loader back on it, grab the 3505. Bit of trusted technology that we know will get the job done. It's annoying because we are not set up for it. So we may need to adjust the PDO height on the slasher. We'll have to check all the oils, fill it up with water, all that stuff as well. So it's a pain in the ass. Tell you what, this John Deere in my books, it gives me more reasons to dislike it every single time I use it. Massey Ferguson, shit's all over it. So we're gonna get the Massey Ferguson, fire it up, get it all set up, bring it out here, and we'll let the real tractors finish the work, eh? So we'll be back in a minute. Rightio, we just brought the 3505 out and we just got it hooked up. We had to take the little step off the back of the PDO so that little yellow guard didn't get wrecked. It's all hooked up, ready to go. I'll just quickly make sure that that PD shaft's at the right height, and then we'll get back into it. So trusted technology saves the day. So we'll see what happens. Here we go. PDO is engaged. Second gear. It revs up a bit, and we'll see how we go. Going to be able to go as fast just because of the transmission set up at the 3505. It's obviously a bit older and there's no variable shift, I guess you call it. All we got is the high and low button, which can split whatever gear you're in. But yeah, we'll just see how we go to start with. Get myself familiarised with this setup again. Because we haven't cut hay with this one for 2 years, or this is the second year anyway, so we'll see how we go. At least we're cutting hay again in the trusty steed. Went up into high then, just split the gear. Seems alright. Yeah, I think we should be right in high. So we're probably going about as fast as what we were going, maybe in the John Deere. Maybe a little less slower. The other thing is the switch is a bit dicky on this, so on the corners I want to slow down. We'll have to see whether or not it will actually work. Yeah, so it's working there. We'll see how many corners we can do until it stops. Broken a shear bolt. We didn't even do one lap. We broke a shear bolt. I don't know, maybe it might have already been broken and it just fell out. I didn't hit anything then, and I hit a few rocks earlier today with the John Deere. Alright, just chucked a new shear bolt in the right side. It's always a little bit annoying when the right side breaks because you've got to time it up. I'm always, now that it's, like we seem to have it worked out pretty well, but ever since last year we had all that drama, I hate breaking the right side. It's so, it just, yeah, I just don't like it. So yeah, we'll start it back up, see if it's timed properly. Makes no sounds, it should be alright. Sounds okay. Alright, we'll go again and see how we go. having to slow down around those corners. We just take them a little bit easy, which should be pretty sweet, I think. Well, we seem to be motoring along now. We are going pretty good. So, Massey Ferguson saves the day. Fingers crossed. I'll finish this paddock with it, no dramas. This thing's overdue for a service. I was meant to service it, but just have not got around to it yet. Yeah, but good little workout for those couple of things I fixed. Those couple of seals that I put on last month. So we'll find out if they leak. So yeah, I said today, John Deere has been demoted to using the rake. I don't think we'll, I don't know if I'll be able to work out what's causing that light. We'll have to talk to John Deere probably. So it probably won't be ready for when we have to do the baling, and obviously that's PDO as well. So we'll probably have to use the Massey Ferguson for that. So John Deere can be the raking tractor this year. And we'll let the Massey Ferguson take all the glory. Seeing as it did do all the dirt work and sowed these paddocks, so it's only fitting that it gets to do the baling. Yeah, so just while I'm yapping, just a reminder for those who haven't seen it, haven't seen the 1,000 subscriber video. It's the last video that, no, it'll be the video, 2 videos before this one. Yeah, if you haven't seen that one, go and watch it. I'm doing a Q&A video. I'm probably going to do that in the next couple of weeks after this video comes out. So if you haven't got your questions in for that video, chuck them in the comments on this video. We'll go back on the 1,000 subscriber one and chuck them there. And yeah, as I said in that video, it could be anything farm related, mechanical related, any questions you got. There's been some pretty good ones I've read so far. So we'll get a few more, I reckon, and then in a week or 2 I will do the Q&A video and answer all your questions. So yeah, if you haven't done so and you've got a good question, chuck it down below. Other than that, we'll continue on with this, see how we go. Hopefully the 3505 can bring us home strong and see how much we get done. Right, I've had to stop again. I think this one's going to finish us off for today, this breakdown. The tractor's alright, the slasher though, it's not major damage, but oh my god, can't catch a break. So as you'll see here, there's oil coming out of this lift ram, which controls obviously up and down. So it's like a seal's let go in there, and now I can't keep the top of the slasher up. Yeah, so we're gonna have to pull that ram off and get it sorted. Yeah, not good. Alright, well we pulled this hydraulic ram off. I worked out what must have caused it. I had that bit of wood beside the wheel just sitting on here. We use it to chock the back wheel when we want to change from work mode to travel mode, and we also sit the jack on it when we jack it up. Anyway, it must have slid under here and got stuck under there, and it because that's a hydraulic ram as well, and it helps float keep it level basically. And it must have got stuck under there, and I didn't realise. And by the time I'd seen that it was leaking, I must have touched the adjustments or whatever, and yeah, it blew the seal out of that. So yeah, not good. So I'll have to take that into town tomorrow and get that fixed and try and come back out tomorrow night and after work and put it back together and finish that hay. So yeah, here's what it is. Alright, so me and Dad have just actually come out to the front 80 acres as we call it, and as you can see, this is not the slasher. I don't think I've really mentioned it much, but the front 80 acres has been put into canola this year with Jamie and Simon, who you would have seen Jamie doing the spraying for us this year. They do some share farming, mainly just on this paddock. With us, they do share farm a lot with other people around us, with their neighbours. So I thought we'd come out and have a look because they've just finished windrowing it. They started this morning and they don't know what time they finished, but it must have been early afternoon. So you can just see the difference that it takes for them to do 80 acres with a big windrow and compared to what I've done in half a day. I've done half of 50 acres and it's taken me nearly 2 days, including breakdowns though. And they've done this paddock and our neighbours. So yeah, me and Dad would come over to have a bit of a look. Yeah, don't want to say it, toot our horn too much, but it was a pretty good crop. So we're hoping that they're going to make some decent money off it.
Yeah, g'day viewers, we're out here on the canola. The boys, I heard Cam say he didn't know what time they started or finished. I think they started about 9:30, and Jamie would have finished about 4 o'clock, I suppose. They had one stop for a changeover, but yeah, the front on this thing's 35 feet. I don't know whether it's probably bigger, I don't know, but yeah, they get over the ground with it, even though I think they were going pretty slow because it was a fairly thick crop, and with the weather we've had, with the rain and all the wind, it sort of laid it down a little bit, so they've had to go a bit slower and get down low to get it all, but they look like they've done that easy enough. So they've put a heap into it to get it this far, as fertiliser and bug spray and everything else that goes with it. So it's a pretty good bloody crop, really. Nice fat pods, long pods with plenty of grain in it, so hopefully it'll ripen in the windrows here now, another couple of weeks. Weather permitting it, and their other commitments, what they've got to do as far as harvest, might be off before Christmas, don't know. But it was one of the, they got some pretty good crops in the neighbour's place next door, but this one was equally as good, probably one of the better ones around. They've done a good job, the boys. All being well, they'll get it off and into the bag, and from the bag into the bank. That'll be the main objective. That's about all I can say at this point in time.
Yeah, so we'll wrap the video up here and probably end on a better note, having a look at a good crop and not a busted slasher. So anyway, I'll take this ram into town and hopefully get it fixed tomorrow if I'm lucky, and we can come back out, put it back together and try again. So we'll wrap up the video here. Thanks all for watching. We'll catch us in the next one. Alright.